gone on a little trip today, a little photography trip. So I've driven like an hour and 15 minutes from where I live to the seaside, in actually not the same county anymore. This is Blekinge, just next to Skåne, or Skåne as it's also known as. Quite popular area. I thought it would be a bit more remote over at that side. It will not turn up on the camera, but there's a small harbor like for private boats and stuff like that. And I've noticed quite a few people around, but it is a weekday, so kind of have the place to myself regardless. And it is this like nice little beach here. I'm on this half island, and I'm going to have a little wander around it and see if I can find any nice like seascape images with the Hasselblad. And we are going to try to have a little play with some filters today. I've finally gotten myself some color filters for my black and white photography, which would be nice to try out. I have a couple of like orange and red and whatnot. We are starting at this side, and we are then moving over to the other little island there. It is actually a proper island. There's a bridge connecting them, and I hope that will be a little bit more remote. But we are starting here and see what we can find. I've been wandering along this like coastline here. And it's a lovely coastline, full of like interesting rock formation, stuff like that. And we are heading across that other island in the far there. But I kind of stumble across this dead tree. You see over here in the background. It looks awesome. The problem I'm having, and just explaining my process here. I want to frame it with like the woodlands and not like the sea creeping, and then there is a small harbor there in the background. I don't really want to show that. But if I move towards this side, then I have, there's a tree, small tree, like a bush tree in the foreground. That doesn't really work. Kind of ruins the symmetry of it. So I think I'm going to move down a bit more and try and find a framing there with the woodlands beyond. And there's this healthy tree behind it, and I kind of want to contrast those two. And the big issue is the sun is over there and starting to set behind the hill here, behind the hill over at that side and down beside the trees. So we will be like losing light, and there is hardly any light in the scene anymore. We'll see if we can frame anything up. Can't really get the scene to work. As you see, I moved around here and I can't really find a nice framer for it. What I usually tend to do these days is just put up my finger and kind of visualizing my framing before committing to the camera. But now I can't frame this up in a way that makes it justice. So I'm just going to move on, wander down so we get out to that other island that I think will have a bit more sunlight and a better location for sunset. Let's try and move on. Like this small tree there in the background and like the tree up on the right, but I can't find a proper framing for it. It just blends with the trees way in the background, and it just renders the image mute. If I move towards that end and I'm shooting straight towards the sun, just losing every shape to the image. So I don't think it will work today. Perhaps tomorrow morning. I am keeping an eye out for images for sunrise tomorrow, as I am planning to stay night actually. So onwards and see if we can find anything else here. Really is a nice woodlands, like this quite typical coastal woodlands for Sweden and this side of the country. Lovely. Morning, I think we'll have the sun at that side. I think we can make something at this place tomorrow. Perhaps a mist, who knows? Really great place. Frustrating, isn't it? I'm out here one of the few nights I actually made time to go out and having the whole night to dedicate to photography, the whole evening. I can't find any images here. It is incredibly beautiful here. Calm, relaxing, no one's around, even though it's very close to a relatively large city. And we are at the perfect moment. It's like the golden hour, starting of the golden hour. It's beautiful, the heather is blooming, we have some autumnal color shifts in some of the trees, and then we have of course the evergreens all around me. There's all the ingredients necessary for nice beautiful images, but I just can't find them. I just can't find them tonight. That's the way it goes sometimes. So I'm actually going to start heading back to the car, give myself some dinner, and then it's bedtime. Hopefully I find something tomorrow. I'm more hopeful at least. So that's it for today. I'm going to put down the video camera and just start heading back, keeping an eye out. If I find anything I will share it of course, but I doubt it. I doubt it. See you tomorrow. Just when I was done, I thought I was done, just heading back to the car, I kind of went out to this like overlook view, having a look over at the bay here. There's actually someone living down there, or at least there's a house there with a small little bridge and a boat. Who would imagine? Just beautiful. Anyhow, I'm photographing it that way. There was a couple of trees that was just side-lit by the setting sun over there. It's like these dark brown trees. I think they are pine trees actually. And there's a small tree towards the left that has some berries on it, some red berries. And there's a dead tree to the right, which is just out of frame actually. And I've been using a filter, color filter, so a green filter. These are super cheap filters from eBay, Black Dove as they are called. My reasoning is I have never shot with color filter before, so I kind of want to try out which filter colors I like and perhaps get better qualities down the road. No idea how much they will take away and how many stops they will take away. I kind of checked with my spot meter. It seems to be one stop, so we went with that. So shot once without the filter at f16 with 1/4 of a second and the one with half a second instead. It might be lacking some contrast, but my understanding is that the green filter will help bring out the vegetation and the green amongst the leaves. But yeah, lovely, lovely evening. So I can't complain. Now I'm heading back to the car. Should probably have got out my camera earlier, because now I actually start finding images just as the light is fading. So behind me I've been like looking at these small trees. Where are we? There you see white trees, birches, and they have started shifting colors, which is always nice, of course. I've been searching for like a nice distribution among the darker trees. Kind of have this idea that I want to work on going forward of doing more complex images actually. So note those super minimalist images, which is nice, but it's fun to challenge yourself. So if I turn around here, you might see I'm photographing. It's kind of hard to spot that tree there, and that the distribution by the trees in the background there works quite well. It's like the last little ditch of the light, but I'm going to try one thing more. I've taken it once without any filters, and I'm going to try it with the green filter, just to have something to compare with. And there's a lot of greens here. I'm kind of curious of how it will render the image. Yeah, it's a couple of frames at least. Hopefully tomorrow will be more productive and better images. We'll see. So here it is, my super large camper van. It really is tiny, isn't it? But I think it will be enough for me to sleep to at least tonight. If it works out, I'm actually thinking about putting some insulation in it. Currently it's just a platform. We'll see how I get on tonight, if it works. I'm going to change my boots, and then I think I'm going to head into the city and get a burger or something for dinner. And I found a park up before a parking spot, well, one click that way, which looked okay, and there was a couple of other camper vans there, so I figured it would be fine. First night out in the camper van. I'm a bit scared and a bit excited. See you tomorrow.